Welcome everyone to our official Rugby World Cup squad announcement. We'll take questions here and then we'll break off into our groups. So, Gail, do you want to kick us off, please?
Eddie, when did you eat that last name in and how many glasses of red?
Not too many glasses of red, but no, we finalised it last night. We left the ground a little bit earlier, had a final meeting, just finalised one or two thoughts we had on various positions and came up with the final 31. So it's very exciting for us, exciting for the players that got selected. Obviously a number of disappointed players. We feel for them, they've worked hard and they're excellent players, and the only message we have for them, they've still got to be ready because the circumstance of the World Cup dictates that you have injuries and they could get their opportunity later down the track.
How did you go about telling the squad, and who gave you the best reaction?
We never tell blokes are in, we only tell the people who are out. So we told the players who were out this morning who were with us, and then the rest of the players were informed by phone messages or phone conversations. And then we had a bit of a squad meeting before we came here, and I think you've seen the video of the players from their junior club, so we showed them that video and created a bit of laughter and a bit of humour, which was good, and they're all absolutely excited about the opportunity to represent England at the World Cup.
Who's walking around with the biggest smile then?
I'm not sure actually. I think they're all pretty happy.
You always said you wanted a bolter, didn't you? There was always room for one, wasn't there, in your planning? You've got a couple, haven't you? In terms of Lewis Sloven and Rory McConaughey, you've not spent much time with them, but what was key in persuading you that they're ready for a challenge like a World Cup?
Firstly, I think it's always nice to bring new blood in. I think it freshens everything up. And when you've got that enthusiasm, as young players do, it helps to add to the squad. And Rory, we've been watching quite closely through the club season, was impressed by him. And once he came in the camp, he cemented our impression of him. He's a very good worker, very good communicator, mature boy, can play a number of positions. So he was a pretty easy selection in the end. And Lewis absolutely came from nowhere. We've been watching him in club rugby. He'd done particularly well. And again, we thought we'd roll the dice and bring him into camp to see what he could offer. And every week he's just got a little bit better. And I think we saw yesterday a display that's only just the start of his career.
No, Brad Shields, was that down to injury or just better players available?
No, it was, like anything, every selection's got its factors about it. They've all got various factors. We're not going to discuss why players aren't selected because that's being respectful to them. We've had conversations with all of those players about the reasons, and Brad's certainly an unlucky player.
When we spoke to you before the game, there was of course no phone to you at the game, and you said whatever did or didn't happen, it didn't affect his chances of making the World Cup squad today. So what was that when you came down to?
Well, again, I'm not going to go into reasons why he's not selected. We've had that conversation with Ben. He understands it. Whether he agrees with it, it's another matter. But we've had that discussion with him, and he's just not in our top 31 players at the moment.
On form?
Well, again, we don't go into reasons as to why we select and non-select.
Just a couple of...
We're respectful of the job you've got to do, but unfortunately it doesn't go to the fact that we will disclose conversations we have with players.
From the two scrum halves, what's the contingency in terms of those specialist positions?
Well, it's difficult. We'd like to take 3 of every specialist position, but then it'd leave us short in other positions. So we decided to go with 2 there and 2 at tight head. And there's risk involved in it, but there's risk involved in other positions as well. So we've got contingency, and George Ford's played a little bit of half-back, and he's been doing some training, and we'll continue to do that. And if things become so that we need a third half-back, then we believe he can fulfil the role for a period of time.
So in terms of the standby list for those positions, have you got players that you want in and around over the next few weeks?
Well, under the jurisdiction or regulations, we can only have players in if we've got injured players. We don't carry the.
Yeah. But that's only after the 8th, isn't it?
Sorry.
That's only after the 8th.
No, it's different here.
And can you just update us on, first of all, Tom Curry, if you've got any updates since he came off after half an hour yesterday, Jack Knowles' progress, Underhill and Slade.
I can do that.
You start with Curry?
Curry's brushed up pretty well this morning. It was a painful knock to his AC joint. We're getting further examinations today, but believe that it'll be a small amount of weeks injury. Jack Knowles had a little setback a couple of weeks ago, but we still believe he's on track to be available for the World Cup and to be at his best for the World Cup. Slade's a 2 or 3 week injury, and the other one, Underhill, might be back for the Ireland game.
Eddie, was it an easy decision to choose Owen Farrell as the captain for this?
Yeah, very straightforward decision.
Any other players under consideration at all?
Not really.
In terms of Dylan Hartley, was it simply down to injury, or could we potentially see him on some sort of standby list?
Well, Dylan's not available for selection.
And in terms of the warm-up matches, can we expect to see anyone maybe outside this 31?
Not really, unless you've got some ideas.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you.
That's good. We're not separating, we might just say we are. Yeah. Otherwise, as I say, the problem is you get someone gets players.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for coming in. Ignore everybody. What have you moving?
Am I allowed to support Ballygowan?
Say something really controversial.
Oh my God. So did you just feel
It's on.
I might get a water sponsorship out of this.
Well, that's is that an official brand?
Yeah. Oh,
Put that down there. Oh.
This is for Joe Smells.
Well, Dan, first of all, I understand you're the oldest man in the room. How does it feel to be looking after some of these young lads?
I think Willie Hines is older. Thank you.
But following almost a year out, how does it feel to be back in and now you're going to your third World Cup?
It feels really good. It's a great group of guys to be involved with. The year out of the group, the team changed so much and evolved, it was to get back in. It's been, it's a great place to be. I mean, the guys that are playing, the rugby they played, you want to be part of that, and well, here I am. So happy about that. There's still a way to go before the World Cup. Obviously, still got games coming up that we've got to play in, and it's all part of the building process. But yeah, happy to be here.
Saw yesterday some of the intensity and fitness that England seems to be showing defensively coming off the line in the face of Wales. Is it at a higher level perhaps than you might have experienced before? Is it still something that England want to be world leaders at?
Yeah, I think any time with England, you're rarely together for the 7th time. Every 4 years you are. I think normally you have a week before tournament, then you're into games. Whereas I think now I've been able to have a concerted effort for the past 2 months of getting fit and getting the best position we could be in physically, away from actually taking the hits on the rugby field. So I think I'm pretty sure all the teams will tell you they're as fit as they've ever been, but I think this team actually is, and I think that showed at the weekend. But there's still, I say, we can't rest on our laurels. I think we'll keep pushing hard, pushing each other hard, and pushing the squad hard to get even better.
Where were you when you found out you were going to be named in the squad?
To be honest, officially, probably when you guys found out. I was included into a WhatsApp group this morning, so I had high hopes, but never officially. You are part of the 31, so it's probably about 1 o'clock when the rest of you guys found out. So that feels pretty good. I did speak to mum and dad and the fiance and my sister, so just close family. Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming, but I mean, leading on from that, though, it still feels pretty normal. When we had a game yesterday, and we've been together this morning, and when we've kind of just made our way here to Bristol for a week's prep against the Welsh again, and not to be corny or cliche, but that's just kind of how it feels. Obviously, there's a few cameras here today, but it just feels like another sort of normal week leading into a big Test match on the weekend. The Blues and the Rugby World Cup for England probably it's just part of my journey, I guess. I took myself out there and in the hope that one day that today might come true, I guess. And that was always in the back of the mind. But part of my journey, and look back on it fondly. But really excited to be where I am today. Yeah, it was an interesting result. Obviously, there was a disparity in numbers in that second half, but that was an interesting watch. We keep a close eye on all those Rugby Championship games, so it was that along with other results we keep a close eye on. I guess if you look technically at the rankings, then yes, they are the number one team. But as we've all seen, there's been a couple of results lately that might not suggest that they're as superior as everybody thinks. But look, that's not really part of our thinking. Really, it's we're at a reasonably early stage in our warm-ups to really try and kick on and get better and go into the World Cup sort of all guns firing.
Not too bad actually. Probably have to get my phone out to look at the notes, but I think we're all doing quite well. So yeah. We're really excited. Like it's been a long time building up to this, and I think now that the squad's confirmed, and I think everyone's just really excited now. I think everyone plays at that when you play for England. You got to put your best foot forward, and I think we're just going to keep building from this. And then I think this weekend's going to be good fun for, yeah.
My mic's no, I'm back on. I don't know. I don't think we don't really view that in any way differently to whether it was named a month ago or in a month. But I'm sure the boys are definitely not going to be comfortable at all now. They think they know they're in the 31 because Eddie's already spoke to us today around, things can still happen. Although you guys have been given 31 names, but there's still 3 pretty big warm-up games before jumping on the plane. So it's and again, I don't want to be too cliche again, but it is a day-by-day thing because the nature of the sport and the nature of what happens with rugby. You've got to take it day by day, and as I say, we'll keep improving together, and we'll see if it's the same 31 that leaves to the plane.
Hello.
Wow, it's actually a speaker.
Yeah,
Jeez.
hello.
Yeah, we actually didn't have the one-on-one discussions with Eddie, so it was sort of more no news is good news. But yeah, so that's basically how we found out this morning. Obviously, it's a hugely exciting time, and you know, we've been building towards this for the last 4 years now. So things are starting to get very real, and obviously a massive honour.
Yeah, pretty similar to Jamie, really. We obviously were based in London for the game yesterday and made our way down today, and if you're on the bus, it was essentially good news. So yeah, and you know, this is my first World Cup, so I'm incredibly excited to hopefully get going and get playing and get stuck in.
Yeah, similar to probably just echo those lads. Probably like when the WhatsApp group got formed, it's kind of like on there really. But yeah, no, extremely exciting.
Yeah, I spoke to Harry Williams, who obviously I'm quite close with, and a couple of the other guys. Obviously, they're hugely disappointed, and you know, we're disappointed for them. But I think at the same time, it's a sign of how strong the group is, that they were happy for us to be involved, and they also were very supportive in terms of wanting us to do well at the same time. You know, there was no bitterness and all the rest of it. So I think that's a good sign for where we're at, and a sign of their sort of character.
Well, probably my World Cup journey probably started about 4 years ago. In 2015, I was selected in the warm-up and the training squad for the World Cup, and unfortunately got cut relatively early. I was gone before Denver. But you know, I think everything happens for a reason, and but in hindsight, it was probably a good thing for me. I managed to go back to my club, work hard, and I think by the time I did get an England opportunity, I was even more ready for it. So I think it was good, and fortunate 4 years later I was able to make the 31.
Tom, tell us about how you felt yesterday when you came off the field, and how the last few hours.
Yeah, no, obviously it's never nice to come off, especially, you know, during international. But yeah, no, been resting, icing, all the recovery stuff with the physios. So yeah, no, feeling good.
What was it that seemed to be the issue?
I just bang on the AC. So yeah, it's all good. I can see how the corner.
Keeps a straight back, this bloke. Really does. Doesn't give much away.
It's all good. It's all good.
Do you think this is the team that can beat the All Blacks and win the Cup?
I think it's a team that can beat every team in the competition, not just the All Blacks. I think you look at the way the Rugby Championship's going in a minute. I think the quality of teams going into the World Cup, I think that's what leads to the huge amount of excitement around it. But I think we put a pretty big marker down at the weekend in terms of the way that we played, not just the result itself, but actually how the boys got stuck in. And I know myself and the other guys that weren't involved, it made us so hungry to then push harder to then be involved in games like that. So, you know, we've laid a marker down, we've set a pretty good standard so far, so we want to make sure that we're building on that, and we know that we will need to be better if we're going to beat teams like the All Blacks, but I think we're in a position to do that.
What do you make, I mean, you know, you've sort of covered, what do you make of the form of the All Blacks at the moment, given their performances against South Africa and Australia?
They're obviously a very good team. You know, every team goes through tough periods. They played most of the game last weekend. I haven't watched the whole game, but I'm aware that they played most of the game with 14 men. But you know, they're a good team, and they've always been a good team. So But again, I think I'll just echo what Jamie says. There's a lot of very good teams in this competition. I think it's probably the most competitive World Cup in terms of quality of teams, in terms of quality of players, in terms of competitiveness. I think we're going to see I think we have seen for the last couple ones.
How excited are you for traveling to Japan? It's going to be quite a different tournament. It's the first World Cup in Asia. So you go to Italy to do some community training. Do you feel like you're prepared? Are you excited for culture shock of what Japan should be doing?
Yeah, no, we've obviously Japan's a bit different to England or anywhere else you really play. But yeah, no, we've had Japanese lessons to learn about the culture and different sort of stuff you'd expect. And then obviously Treviso was right up there in terms of the climate, humidity, temperature of what we can see in Japan. So yeah, no, we're preparing for a lot of things.
What's Willie Hines like? Have you got any anecdotes or stories about him being a Kiwi?
Willie's a great guy. He's fitted in really well within our squad. He's a little bit older. He has that experience, but he's a proper competitive person. He's right up there in terms of his physical attributes. I wish I look as good as him when I'm 32. So he's just an all-round great guy, and he's fitted in very well.
There seems to be the mix of kind of experienced players who have been to 1-2 World Cup, and then obviously we've had some players making their debuts yesterday. How important is that to kind of have a bit of a mix, and as you described it, as kind of freshening up the squad with some of those players?
Yeah, I think it's hugely important. I think we're lucky that we have the players like Ben Youngs and Courtney who have been to 2 World Cups previously. There's quite a few of us that were involved in 2015, but like you said, I think the younger guys that have come in have really added to the squad. People like Curry are certainly increasing the intensity of training, and I get annoyed about that sometimes, but we've got to get over it. No, but it's great. The young guys bring a huge amount of energy. Like Eddie said, they freshen the team up a lot and keep the older guys on their toes a little bit. So I'm worryingly calling myself an older guy now, so that's a bit interesting. But yeah, no, it's great. I think the balance of the squad's going really well. We're probably feeling tighter than we ever have done off the field. And I think that probably was reflected on the way that we played on Saturday.
Okay, who would like to start?
Yeah, it's been bizarre. It's been a bizarre few weeks really. Never really expected to be in camp for probably this long, and yesterday was a surreal experience for me. And yeah, really happy we could get the win to top it off. Yeah, for sure. I mean, coaches are always watching while you're on camp, so every day it's just sort of been a matter of trying to impress coaches and trying to hold yourself in a good light. And yesterday was just another one of those steps where you want to probably do as best as possible and probably get your last say in before the squad's picked.
You've spoken to your family, Lewis?
Yeah. I had a quick chat with them. They're happy. They're obviously like a brilliant day yesterday for me. So yeah, it's probably all just still sinking in at the moment. Yeah, well, I haven't caught up from my good luck messages yet. So yeah, my phone's been going off constantly, and just getting around to sort of replying to everyone at the moment.
Lewis, did you see the clip on social media? Did you sing any anthem yesterday? A lot of people seem to enjoy singing national.
Yeah, I did. I'm not sure I like crying on national TV, but just caught my dad in the crowd, and that sort of set me off really.
And Eddie Jones said yesterday after the match, he said that you're an uncomplicated player who likes looking people in the eye. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Maybe, yeah. I'll go out there and play, and yeah, whatever happens. I enjoyed yesterday, so just yeah, trying to kick on now. Yeah, I think I was watching at home in the pub, watching these boys. So yeah, it's a surreal experience to be picked for this one and be part of it now.
Yeah, obviously a massive honour. But to be selected to be part of this group, obviously it's a fantastic group of lads, and it's a real privilege to be in this squad. And you know, it's massively exciting, especially after the way the boys played yesterday. And the squad being picked is only the start for us, so everybody's looking forward to what's ahead, and there's a few more games before we go, and a lot of work to do before we get in the play.
How impressed were you yesterday at the game management, given that England have had a couple of internationals earlier in the year where closing out the game seems to be the issue? It seemed that the boys mastered that yesterday.
Yeah, no, there was a point where the game got close where Wales came back at us, and we seemed to react very well. We've spoken a bit about it, and it seemed like we applied it very well yesterday, and finished the game off really strong.
You're part of this squad now that's got the experienced players, but obviously a handful of players, people like Lee Hines, who got a cap yesterday, and Warren McConaughey as well, as a blend of the experience, but Eddie's talks about the fresh blood and keep things that way.
Yeah, I thought watching the game yesterday was massive, and you know, everybody's asking about the people who are so-called inexperienced in the squad and what they're going to bring, and I thought they really brought the energy yesterday. And the likes of Lewis and Willie didn't wait for anybody else to do it. They set the tone themselves, and some of the more experienced boys followed that, which was brilliant to see.
Is there any sense within this squad, some of you that were there 4 years ago, of wanting to go out, and you've got the memories of that today?
I got asked this question before. I think that's probably fairly individual. You know, there'll be people who are still holding on to it. Maybe, I don't know. There'll be people who feel like they'll have dropped it. There'll be people who feel like it'll have made them better. There'll be people who be, I don't know how they feel. And then on the other side of that, there's people who weren't there whatsoever, weren't anywhere near it, weren't involved. So everyone's different, but the thing that excites me the most is what's in front of us. Definitely. As I said, this is a squad being picked today, and it's only the start for us. It's going to be an exciting couple of months, hopefully. all right, coming along. We're trying. There's a few lads better than others.
Where does 2015 sit for you then in terms of your motivation?
No, it was difficult at the time. It weren't. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it didn't hurt. It was a tough time, especially just after that period. But you like to think that it spurred you on to become a better player, to become a better team. As you saw after that, we grew tighter and we went on a good run. And I'd like to think that we've kept growing since then.
Do you see this being a tournament where a number of teams could feature in the business end? It's a wide open tournament in some respects.
Yeah, I think I guess so. At the minute, there's a lot of teams that can beat each other, and going into the World Cup, it's probably about who gets the big tournament rugby right, and who peaks at the right time, and with tournaments like this, there could be a bit of luck along the way. There could be a bit of anything, but what we've got to make sure going into ours is that we're as best prepared as we can be, and with the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes here, I'm sure we will be.
Manu, how desperate are you to make a mark on this tournament, considering what's happened in the previous two tournaments?
Not that desperate. For me, it's a privilege to be back in this squad. Just being around these bunch of boys is something special, and for me it's just trying and do my job to try and fit into the team.
How much faith have you got in your body at the moment? You've had a number of injuries down the years, but touch wood, things have gone well so far this year.
Yeah, obviously it's been a lot of injuries, but for me, I've learned that off the pitch is probably the most important thing in terms of recovery, and doing all the little bits before you get onto the field, whether it's training or game.
What sort of advice can you pass on to Lewis in his first tournament with England?
Just say, don't change anything. You've got here what you've been doing, so just keep doing what you've been doing, and just be yourself.
Lewis, do you have to pinch yourself sometimes, especially now when you're sitting alongside Owen Farrell and Manning Tuilagi?
Yeah, it's bizarre, to be honest. Obviously, watch these guys growing up, so to be part of this with them is something special, really, and I'm learning a lot from them and enjoying it as well.
Okay, last question.
Willie Hines wasn't really on the All Blacks radar. What's he like as a player, and what do you make of the All Blacks?
That's a couple of questions there, mate. No, Willie's impressed in camp. Obviously, he's a very, very professional, very diligent player. And as you can see from yesterday, he's a brilliant competitor. So no, we're everybody's chuffed with the way that he's been going in camp. In regards to what was the second question? Sorry.
What do you make of the All Blacks' performances recently against Australia and South Africa?
Trying to go back and think of them. No, they're obviously trying to play a little bit differently at the minute. With that Argentina game, they seem to have a bit of luck moving the ball around, and carried that on into the other two. I've not caught up on the Australia game fully yet. I've only seen the highlights, but it was the South Africa game was very competitive.
Okay, thank you.
Or is it? Where is everyone? Welcome.
Left to right. That was me. Yeah, look, obviously it's very special to be named in the squad, but you know it's really just the start, I guess, for us. You know, we've got another big game on Saturday at the Principality, so you know that's where all of our focus will be for the rest of the week, and then you know we'll see what happens after that.
I think, yeah, for me it's a bit of a weird one. I've not been training with the boys or anything. I'm feeling quite lucky to be involved. But yeah, one I'm very excited about. Hopefully I'm only a few weeks away now from actually training and stuff for the boys. But yeah, like Tone said, you know, the game of the weekend was a great start for us. We've got a long way to go still, but one that I'm very excited to be involved with.
Yeah, just echoing the thoughts of those guys, just massively excited. As a group of 31, we've and the extra players over the last few weeks, we've trained incredibly hard together. But I've really enjoyed our time, and so you know we're thinking about the World Cup, yeah. But our next job is this Saturday in Cardiff, which we're relishing the challenge.
Good question. One I don't know the answer to yet. Recovering pretty well now. I think at the start maybe I pushed it a bit too hard myself. I think I popped back to the club for a week, saw the surgeons and stuff, and just needed a week, you know, off feet a bit. But that's probably down to myself, you know, being desperate to be back, being involved with the boys. But in times of time when I'm going to be back, you know, I'm just doing everything I can do to get myself fit as soon as possible. Italy was a main goal for me at the start, so one I'm still definitely pushing towards now.
I'll be lying if I said I did. I think probably I think it was 10 weeks ago. Getting invited into camp was awesome, and I just tried to enjoy the moment as much as I can each week, and not knowing what was going to happen at the end of each week, it was quite cool actually, and quite peaceful knowing that I could just do my best and not have any regrets about it. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not sure actually. He's been pretty helpful in terms of coming in and just giving messages to me, and just I think the first thing he said was just be yourself. So I think that's what I've tried to do, and not trying to be anyone else and try too hard. So no, it's been an enjoyable past 8 weeks, and yeah, I've loved it.
And you expected that to call on your versatility perhaps within that squad of 31 over the course of a few matches on the way to Japan?
Yeah, I guess that's the challenges of the World Cup, and the short turnaround the games must be, and we've got a back three and centres that can do a few more than just one position. So that's handy for us, and it's good to push ourselves. It was awesome. It was great to watch. It was awesome. I think, looking at the passion in lads in the national anthem was one of my favourite bits. But it was great to watch, and it was looking forward to this weekend for that return fixture in Cardiff.
Cheers, Jack. Yeah, it was awesome. To be honest with you, I wasn't thinking too much before the game about how long I'd been out or anything. I was just looking forward to the opportunity to play at Twickenham, and to do it with some great lads as well. Obviously more delighted to have won that game. So we'll just push on from there. Yeah, it was obviously different, but I think what's special about the group we've got here is the ability to interchange, and it doesn't disrupt too much. Look, I thought some guys, played outstanding. Piers, I thought was unbelievable at centre. JJ slotted in like he was, like he'd been playing all season. So yeah, it was great to be part of that group. And the ability for guys to just come in and play how they played was very special. 100%. I spoke to my parents, spoke to my girlfriend. They've been supporting me since the start of the journey, and they're overwhelmed with it. Dad's quite an emotional bloke, so he loved it.
And given it was a bit of a surprise for you, have you had any summer plans originally before Eddie dropped?
Vegas, Ibiza, Bali.
Luckily we had 5 weeks off anyway, so it already planned stuff. But yeah, got my holidaying out of the way.
And you obviously experienced playing in the Olympics and finding out you're going to that. How does this emotions compare to that?
Yeah, pretty similar, I think. Obviously difference between the Olympics, I went out as a travelling reserve at the start, but still had just the same kind of excitement. And it's one of the biggest sporting tournaments in the world. Like, why wouldn't you want to go? And yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think obviously been there in the World Series. It's handy playing in front of those crowds and stuff, and the excitement that builds around those tournaments. So yeah, I guess it does help a bit. But obviously it's a new challenge to me. But really looking forward to it.
What's the camaraderie like between the Bath lads and the camp? Any support or avoid?
Tone? Sorry, what was the question?
What's the camaraderie like between the Bath lads within the camp? Do you think that the newbies, the young caps, support they need?
Oh, I don't think there's any, for me anyway, I don't really look at it as, Bath lads, Leicester lads, Exeter lads. I think, we're all very close. Especially the back three boys, to be fair. Us guys sat here, Johnny, Johnny, Elliot and Joe, always bouncing ideas off each other and stuff. And it is very close across the board, but I think we're pretty lucky in terms of being back three players, is how close that we are together, and I think that stands us in good stead. He was actually in Turkmenistan or something the other day, so I don't know how he was watching the game, but he texted me afterwards somehow on some weird Wi-Fi or something. I don't know how he managed to get his message across. No, he has managed to. I tried to FaceTime him after the game, but again, he had no internet, so I haven't had a full conversation with him yet.
Guys, quickly, whether it's injury or switching codes, the three of you obviously it's been the club rugby that's been the thing that put you very much in mind. I mean, between Chiefs and Bath, how regularly to those clubs for sort of give you that chance to showcase it, and what do you think you've done at those clubs to sort of put you on those radars?
I think for me, I've obviously been at the Chiefs since I was 16, 17, and it's kind of, they're the reason the boys that I play with there, they kind of, they look after you when you're out on the field, they make you look good when you're playing, it gets you, inevitably picked to play for England. So, I think a lot of it does go down to your clubs, the coaches that are there, that are giving you the chance, for your first time. And the style that Exeter play obviously suits me very, very well. So, you've got to remember that, but at the same time, like Tone said, that your clubs have got you here, but we're here now because of our hard work, and we're here as one team. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
What's the biggest difference there between the West Country and Japan? What do you expect to be the biggest difference?
I haven't touched a cider since I've lived in Bath anyway, so. No, I think it will be obviously a very different World Cup to the last one, but it's one that we're going to embrace fully. We know that it's going to be different. Some things are going to be very different to what we're used to, but I think that's why it makes it so special. So I think that's partially why we're so excited to get out there.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Huh? What did you say?
It's the weirdest room ever.
Who's going first?
Okay, who would like to start?
Yeah, obviously delighted to be in the final squad. You know, it's been a great kind of 6-7 weeks together, and it's something that I'm really excited about. I'm looking forward to seeing where we can go with this team, and really excited about getting out there to you know, one of the greatest sporting events in the world.
Yeah, obviously very delighted to be in the squad. But I think this was never our end goal. I think we want to win the World Cup, so we should keep fighting for places within the 23 and make sure the team improves every week. And hopefully we can be in those last few rounds.
Yeah, obviously delighted to be involved. I'm very privileged, and it's good to be part of the group. But kind of said earlier, this is where the hard work starts now. So I suppose I won't really count the blessings till I'm on the plane, or I don't think anyone will. But I suppose now is when we really got to put in the work.
Anyone else, or are we done?
Yeah, fine. Going very well, thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
What are England's chances then? You just said, you know, you want to go over there and win it. How realistic is that goal?
Oh, we're up there. I'd say we're up there. I'm not a bookmaker, so I don't know what the chances are, but I reckon we're in with a chance.
Who would you say the favourites are going into the tournament?
I don't know. It's pretty tough. Obviously, New Zealand have lost the game, but probably look back in 2015, it was the same. You can't go far wrong without saying New Zealand are probably favourites. Yeah.
This squad feels like a real mix of kind of experience those players who have been to at least 1 or 2 World Cups. And now obviously we've got some people who made their debuts yesterday and cut players. How important is that to kind of have a real mix of experience and youth?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I think you know, the new guys that have come in have brought a real energy to the squad. They're all really hungry to go and achieve things as part of this team, and obviously we've got the guys who are really experienced who can hopefully pass on their experiences and, you know, help these guys learn quick. And together, like you said, we've got a real good mix, a really exciting mix, and you know, something that we've been really looking forward to.
Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We're not in a plush hotel, we're not in Twickenham, we're, you know, just down the road from Bath here in Bristol, the secondary school. How does that feel, particularly sort of playing rugby at Bath, who are down the road on the eve of the World Cup, in a school as opposed, it's all about the grassroots?
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. It kind of is all about the grassroots. I'm sure, like you would have seen the video that got part earlier with the squad announcement, sort of touching on where the boys have all come from and the local schools and clubs. And I think everyone at some point's played club rugby at a junior club, so the grassroots matter. Without the grassroots game, there isn't a professional game. So yeah, it's huge.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, there you go.
So you can start.
Hello. Thank you. Yeah, it feels great. Obviously, it's a dream come true. It's what you aspire to do when you're a youngster, and to finally be in that squad is an unreal feeling. But the work's not done yet. So obviously we've got a job to do now.
Yeah, it's echoing on from Ellis's. Yeah, it's an unbelievable achievement for the boys who get to represent their country in the World Cup. But as Ellis said, the work doesn't stop now. We want to be successful. We've still got 3 hard games before we go to Japan, so a lot can happen from now till then. But we're just fully focused on being successful and not taking our foot off the gas.
Yeah, exactly the same as that, really. Obviously, massively delighted to be in the squad. Really excited for what's coming ahead. A bit like the boys have said, we've got a lot of hard work to do now, so it's not a case of taking a foot off the gas. It's going flat out now to get ourselves in shape for Japan. Not too much longer, a couple of weeks maybe. I'll be all good. Yeah, it was. I mean, only did it last week, so it's not. Haven't been on the sideline for too long. Yeah, obviously it's difficult seeing the boys go out, but at the end of the day, we're one big squad. So whoever's playing at the weekend, the rest of the boys are backing them 100%, and it was really good actually on Sunday to watch the boys playing so well and get a good result. So if we can keep going like that, then we're all good.
I'm not a coach, mate. I wouldn't know.
Anyone else? Yeah, I don't know. Just different teams want different people, don't they? And he obviously didn't get the opportunity in New Zealand, and he's got an opportunity over here. So fair play to him.
Yeah, and obviously he's a top quality player. He's been real good for Gloucester for a long time now, and he's coming to the squad really well. Hope he goes well going forward. I think we're using it in a good way, not getting too caught up in things. I mean, we're taking the learns from that and to make us much better going into this. I think we do feel as a squad really close together and really tight, and way better. I think quite a long way ahead of where we were in 2015. I think, like I say, we take the learns from that, and it puts us in much better stead going forward now.
Yeah, speaking of Quins boys, let's welcome Joe Marler. He's there in the back of the room. Hi, Joe.
Lads, who on earth are you talking to? He's an empty room. Okay?
We got a couple rows back.
And there are 2 people. I think you might have gone a bit overboard here, Gareth, with the chairs. Carry on.
Oh, we were going to take cameras here.
So yeah, as you can see, Joe's in a good spirit as usual. Yes, it's a big honour for me and Joe to be named in the squad. Obviously, we keep close communication with all the boys on the group and stuff, and Guzzy, and from my understanding, they're ripping in and having a really, really good pre-season. So best of luck to them as well.
You and Alice are 2 front row boys that like living on the edge and like to bring the physicality and the aggression. Clearly something that Jones likes seeing you boys, but obviously we know this England team has had issues with discipline in the past. So how much is he encouraging you to still live on that?
Yeah, I think it's always going to be one of those things when you play with an edge. I think it's just as you get older and as you get a bit more experience, it's picking and choosing your battles. Ellis had a great game yesterday, and I thought he had the right temperament and had the balance right. And I just think it just, as you get older and the more games you play, the more test matches you play, you just kind of get a feel for it, in the game and what you can do and what you can't do. So Eddie's always just encourages us to just be ourselves and express ourselves on the rugby field without
any detriment to the team. So, you know, he's been first class as always.
Just to say, obviously being here in Bristol and stuff like that, how has Bristol helped you get where you are today?
The rugby club.
Just generally, bringing in everything about it.
Yeah, there was good parts being in Bristol and bad parts. I wouldn't change my upbringing and where I'm from, but at the same time, obviously, I had a few things that sidetracked me when I was here, and that's why I moved away. But on a whole, yeah, it really contributed to my rugby career, I guess, and made me the bloke I am today. So, thank you, Bristol.
Yeah, obviously a few boys have missed out, but a few of us are in, and obviously those lads can be upset, and rightly so. They're good players, good lads. We've worked hard this pre-season up here, but I think the way I guess we play at Exeter, I guess we try and I don't throw the ball about, but we try and express ourselves, and we're allowed to play with freedom. I think we have that to an extent here as well. I mean, obviously there's structure to a game, but especially with Scott Wisemantle now, he's encouraging us to try things and play with that bit of freedom. I think that's been really positive for us, and it's something we can transfer from Exeter over up to here. And but there's a lot of good players here, so it's obviously a really nice, really good environment to be in, and you're learning every day. And it's also obviously good to have a few of the Chiefs lads up here with us as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry to. Why are these on? What? Can we turn them off? No. Okay, fine. Sorry. Could we have your name first, please? Hello, Lauren. Nice to meet you. You two go then.
After you, mate.
No, I'm booking flights.
For me personally, getting involved, I've only had a handful of caps, and to be involved in this year's World Cup, it's a massive thing, and I can't wait, hopefully, to get on the flight.
Same here. To be involved with this England squad's a massive privilege, and getting my first cap on the weekend and to be named in the squads is just pretty surreal at the moment.
Yeah, great, buzzing.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one. When I came out of school, I didn't have a club or anything, and luckily got given the opportunity at Worcester. So it was a great 5 years there, and then a couple of years ago, I got the chance to go on the Argentina tour, and that was when my involvement with England started. And I've had a few camps here and there. But yeah, it's being around 50 cap players and stuff like that. It's very sorry. It's it's fantastic, and you pick up stuff in training every day, and every day you learn something new and try and improve as a player.
Hang on. You've just interrupted Lauren. Who supersedes who? Yeah, what a great time. In terms of personal, I've just flicked it. In terms of personal ambitions and demons to write, then yeah, I do. And I've tried, and will continue to try, with the guys that weren't involved in that, to give them a little insight in terms of what our World Cup is about, how big a deal it actually is, and how to actually embrace it instead of doing what I did and bottle it in the last time. So this time around, we'll make it a better journey.
How do you do that? How do you make sure, not you personally, but the team as a whole kind of paraphrase, don't bottle it this time? What is it that's going to be different this time around?
Well, the boys that were involved in that just remember the certain things that didn't go well for us. Not just the outcome stuff like the results and the headlines and all that lot. I'm talking about the stuff that we didn't feel was right within the camp, within the group, and fix up those things in this group, and make sure that they don't become an issue going into that World Cup.
And what would you say that the squad, the camaraderie is like this time around?
As cheesy as it is, and I don't usually do cheese, don't like cheese. Well, no, I do like cheese, but I'm talking about real cheese. But I mean, I don't like cheesy stuff, like the cheese. Are you with me on the cheese? It's the tightest. It's the tightest group, England group I've been involved in. To leave the scene for a period of time like I did, and come back in and see how much the younger guys and the not so senior boys that were 18 months ago, to now see them have grown, starting talking a lot more, leadership roles have grown a lot more in the group. Really impressive. And I've heard a couple of other boys say, oh yeah, we're really tight, and think that there's a difference between being tight as a group and everyone being friendly and pally and all that lot. We've still got enough in this group to challenge each other and question each other in the right way, and also understand that not everyone's going to be best mates. But we're still able to get on with each other and work together, because we're all, we all want to win the World Cup. That's all that counts. Well, I've been there before, so I'll let these two go with how excited they are.
You get it. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've said it a minute ago. Beer.
No, but sorry, I'll just ask a question on her behalf, Lauren's behalf. She means, are you excited about the different culture in that lot in Japan?
Yeah, I went when I was about 18, Sanix tournament. So I've sort of experienced it a little bit before, obviously not as on this sort of stage, but yeah, I'm excited to hopefully get some minutes on the field and yeah, explore the culture off the field. I think there's going to be a lot of sort of spare time potentially out there after training sessions and stuff. So it's about doing something different each day and trying to keep your mind on track.
Yeah, I'd say the same. I'm looking forward to getting out there. We've had a couple of Japanese lessons and how and on their culture and stuff. So we've got a little bit of a heads up, but I'm sure it'll be a bit of an eye opener once we're out there. Yeah, I haven't actually spoken. I've messaged, but I haven't spoken to my family yet. But I'm pretty sure my mum will be probably in tears or over the moon. So.
Yeah, same. I haven't actually managed to speak to her. I spoke to my missus, but that's about it really. But yeah, I'll probably speak to them after this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you ever so much.
Oh wow, sorry, that's loud. No, it's all been pretty surreal, to be honest. The last couple of months has been a bit of a whirlwind, probably particularly the last 24 hours. Obviously, lucky enough to make my debut yesterday, so just tried to really enjoy that last night with the family, and I guess to wake up this morning and find out that I'd been included in the World Cup squad was incredible as well. So feel really grateful and just excited about the opportunity for the team moving forward.
You were never really on the All Blacks radar. Did they make a mistake and not seriously considering you?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think timing's everything in sport, isn't it? You know, when I was playing at the Crusaders, I probably never commanded a starting spot consistently enough to, I guess, be in the frame at the time due to some of the quality players that were around me at that time. And I just know that it was an exciting opportunity to come to the UK, and my focus coming to the UK was to settle in at Gloucester, bring a young family over, you know, get ourselves settled in the area, and then just dive in head first to what Gloucester were doing, and start trying to play really well for them. And if you do that, then potentially you get noticed higher up. And like I say, I'm just really excited about what's happening at the moment and just trying to make the most of it.
In the Crusaders, you've played with some of the All Blacks key players like Reid and Whitelock. Does that give you a bit of advantage to share some of that insider knowledge with the England team?
I'm not sure. I suppose it was awesome to play alongside those guys. You know, they're quality operators, aren't they? And you know, you learn about what makes them really good players. And I don't know. We'll have to wait and see down the track if and when we come up against them. But yeah, I'm not sure at the moment.
Are you still in touch with them? And will you go out for a beer with them in Tokyo?
I'm not sure if we'll be drinking at that time while we're there. Maybe after the tournament. But I stay in touch with a couple of the guys. Someone like Matt Todd was a good mate of mine, so we stay in touch a fair bit. But no, look, my focus is firmly here with England, and just really excited about what's coming up.
I guess it's never too late. Is that the message?
Yeah, I guess so. Keep working hard, and yeah, like I say, timing's everything, and I guess it's taken me a little bit longer than it takes most people, but you know, yesterday was an awesome day, and you know, I was really proud to represent my family, and to have my wife and kids and my mum in the changing room after the game. There for the cap presentation was a really special moment.
There are other people on the top table that tell you what a great place Gloucester is, but what support have you had? Have you had any text messages from the coaching staff since the squad announced?
Yeah, it's the support's been awesome, both from players, coaches, management, and you know, fans from around Gloucester as well. So again, feel really grateful for all the support, and you know, I wouldn't be here without the opportunity that Gloucester have given me to play for them as well. So it's a great club, and I love playing for Gloucester as well.
How will you guys manage the next month or so? Now, I've always wondered as sportsmen, you probably want to get out and start the World Cup tomorrow if you could. So how do you manage that time over the next month or so and sort of manage those energy levels?
I suppose how we manage it is we're not satisfied where we're at yet, so we continue to try and develop every day. We certainly don't ease up in training. We'll continue to work hard. We'll continue to use fitness elements within our training sessions, and we're fully aware that we've got 4 or 5 weeks yet until we get out there, and that gives us a huge opportunity to grow as a side. We want to be the best prepared team by the time we get there. And this next window only provides opportunity for us. So you know, it makes it exciting on its own, seeing where we can go moving forward, especially with 3 warm-up games still to go.
Ben, you and Willie are obviously the 2 guys who have been asked to take the 9 and 21 shirts over the course of this campaign. If you were Danny Kerr or Ben Spencer, would you be holidaying in the Philippines or somewhere nearby? I mean, it's quite a responsibility for 2 of you to take on, knowing that a lot of teams like to take 3 halfbacks.
Yeah, but you know, there's only 2 tight heads as well, and that's a very specialist position. Probably more so than 9. So you know, those guys, I'm sure, Eddie will be in touch with the guys that needs to be on standby. But from our point of view, both mine and Willie's, we have a huge role and responsibility to make sure that we're serving the team as best we can, giving them 80 minutes between ourselves that helps the team. And like I say, I don't see our roles and responsibility any bigger than Carl Sinkler's and Dan Cole's and being a specialist position. Very delighted for him. I think seeing his family in the change rooms after, and his mum there as well. I've been rooming with Willie for 3 weeks. I know he speaks about his grandmother, a very proud English lady. So I know that how proud he made the family yesterday. And I was just delighted to see him go out there and continue his great form that he showed for Gloucester throughout the season. In making sure they got top four and they had a very successful year there. So, like I said, I'm sure he'll continue to develop and keep growing within this side.
And from the Six Nations until now, obviously we've only seen one game since that tournament from you guys, but it certainly seemed to be a bit of a step up in intensity, defensive line speed, and game management seems to improve as well. Is that something that's been coming through training and we can expect to see more?
Yeah, look, it was a good start. Of course it was, but there's more to get yet. When you have your first run out, there's always parts of your game that you need to improve on. I think the actual defensive stuff was okay. I think it actually got better as the game went on. So we'll look to be a bit more aggressive from the start. I think tactically we didn't show too much. But again, with that we were direct and physical and played in the right areas, which is the main thing. One of the most pleasing things, I think, was when Wales sort of got themselves back into the game at 24-19, that we're able to then swing the momentum again. And that was really important. We've worked very hard in making sure that we have collective buy-in within the squad of when potentially momentum of the game's gone against us and how we get that back. So for me, I think that was probably the overriding, most pleasing thing as a side, that we're able to get momentum back and then spring forward to get the result in the end. Yeah, it's a huge honour. Any opportunity to play for England, as these guys will vouch for, is a great honour for you, myself, and the family. To get the third opportunity, it's brilliant. And I think past experiences and all that, it makes you realise that you really want to make the most of it, because we've suffered a few times in the last few. So be a great opportunity with this side, and I think the momentum that we can build in the next 5 weeks. The past experiences that we have through in the group should bode well. Yeah, look, of course, if someone wants advice, I'm happy to share it with them. I also respect that everyone in the room are quality players, and they're here because they're good enough, and they don't need me trying to tell them how to do things and what to do, because I totally respect that they're quality players. But look, if guys need someone to speak to, himself and Coley and a few other old heads and Courtney and stuff are there, of course we are, to help.
No, it's a huge privilege and honour to be selected in the 31. It's a very proud day for everybody, and a great opportunity. And definitely, I've been luckily enough to be involved with this team over the last 4 years, and I've seen us as a team and individuals within this team mature, develop, and get better. So I feel like we're better prepared this time, because we've been through it together, and we feel ready this time.
Well, my mum's still here. She's going to be here for another week or so. So again, she was absolutely delighted when the news came out this morning, and spoke to Dad back home as well. So he gave me a call once he heard the news as well. So he's really proud. Just doesn't like getting on airplanes, so he's not so keen on the travel. But he's at home having a G&T, and he's pretty happy. No, very unlikely. Mum might though. Yeah. Cheers.
Well, with the form of the English team at the moment. How do you feel with the form of the All Blacks at the moment, given their performance against South Africa a few weeks ago and in Australia at the weekend? How do you rate the performance? Are they vulnerable? Are they waning?
I'm not sure. I think the Rugby Championship's kind of been a little bit up and down, hasn't it? There's kind of been upsets. You've seen all the teams probably trying a few new things. I think the All Blacks are trying some new things tactically that they haven't kind of done in the past, and often when you do that, it does sort of take a few games to get into a good rhythm, and perhaps we saw that in their first couple of games. And then I think the big thing in that Aussie game was that red card really made it difficult for them then to get themselves back into the game, when Australia, to be fair to them, were playing really well. They were playing flat and fast, and when you're doing that and you're struggling to slow the ball down, let alone with 15 men, but with 14 it does become really difficult, and they just got to roll on, didn't they? So well, the All Blacks are a quality side, aren't they? They're always up the top, so I'm sure that come the World Cup they'll be really well prepared and ready to go. Well, I think Canterbury comes from England first, doesn't it? There's a place called Canterbury in England, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Back
do
at
some
you.
homework.
Johnny, have you had any reaction from family or anything so far?
Yeah, just my dad messaged me. He's obviously a big fan of mine and is really proud of me. So no, he's always over the moon, and like my family are coming out to Japan, so they're all really excited. And no, it's a proud day for me and my family. It's just a text message, but I'll give him a call later.
Okay.
Nope. Worth a shot.
Cheers. Thanks.
Is it? Does your chair fall off? Oh, right. No. Actually, maybe. If it fell during that. I'll change the chair. What are you doing?
I feel like it's going to break. There's about 1,000 cameras there.
Sorry about this. There's nothing wrong with the chair either.
Fame?
This feels worse.
Probably first of all, Eddie obviously knows that a certain amount of locks into a certain amount of positions won't go, but he's played you in other positions as well. Is your versatility one of those things he's keen to see a bit of in Japan, do you think?
No idea. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to play six. If that's what he wants you to do, as long as I'm on the field, I'm happy. So yeah, all good.
How happy were you to find out your inclusion in the squad?
Yeah, of course. It's always a great day when you know you're going to be part of a World Cup, or hopefully at least. And yeah, I was very happy to be named in the squad.
Yeah, and of course every 4-year cycle, there's certainly for some of you, your kids are getting older and that sort of thing, so there's more opportunity to let them know what Dad's about to do, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not sure if mine are old enough yet. Maybe my girl, just about, but no, they'll be watching at home, so it'll be good.
And Joe, what about yourself in terms of the excitement ahead of Japan?
Yeah, obviously, they're an exciting day, isn't it? It's it shows how much it means to us as a squad that I think we've understood from day one the competition that we've all had to get to this position, but for the squad to be named and to see it on paper today is it's a pleasing day for us all individually and obviously for all our families as well.
Quite unique in the calendar for a
Yeah, in a way it was good because we spent all week obviously focusing on yesterday and focusing on trying to make sure we put out the best performance we could put out and getting ourselves prepped for the game. So all this stuff today was obviously kind of secondary to yesterday and trying to make sure we got the right result. So yeah, in a way it's worked out pretty well for us.
Yeah, I think it was really good. I think obviously Ruri dropping out relatively late and Joe coming in. I thought Joe went really well yesterday. You know exactly what you're going to get from him. He's going to want the ball early and try and run over people, and he did that yesterday, which was brilliant. I think Anthony showed his class again. Obviously he hasn't played for England for a long time now, and for him to come in and just slide straight back in and play like that was unbelievable, really.
And many people have talked about the fact that Wales got within 5 points, but perhaps in other games earlier this year, for example, where England might have slipped away or been overtaken, the game management got the side there, and little things like visits to the red zone, as I know most people tend to call it, slotting that opportunist drop goal as keeps the points.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a bit of stick for this drop goal. I don't know why. Yeah.
Hanging, that's what.
Yeah.
Ugly.
Something that went over at the end of the day. No, but I mean, I think we touched on it in the game. We noticed that obviously momentum's quite hard to stop, but we realised that we probably needed to change the way we were going about things. And I think after we kind of spoke as a team, went back out there, did the simple things. We wanted to try and scrum for penalties and then kick to the corner and win the line out and maul them. So exactly what we did. I think the forwards stepped up massively there and wrestled momentum back.
And how important is that then for this England team going to Japan to start to write these lessons?
Yeah, massively. I think you're going to have tests in every game you play, and I think obviously Wales are a quality outfit, and for us to wrestle back that momentum yesterday, it bodes well for going out to Japan and hopefully doing it out there.
Who have you been messaging today once you got news of inclusion in the squad?
Just my family and my girlfriend, yeah. So yeah, obviously very happy. It's first time in a World Cup squad for me, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And George, how are the Japanese lessons coming along?
Konnichiwa.
Obviously.
No?
Obviously.
What?
It's very good, very good.
Thank you. They're good, yeah. I think everyone's enjoying them. They're kind of showing us about the culture as well, and obviously a couple of key words that we'll need. But yeah, I think everyone's having a good time, kind of seeing what Japan's all about.
Joe Marler just spoke about how he feels this is the tightest England group he's been involved in. Would you agree? And what is the kind of the atmosphere like amongst all of you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really enjoying being with the boys. It's making it easier being away from family. So yeah, I suppose the important part's not started yet, and it's just, I think we're just building into it nicely.
Yeah, I'd obviously agree. We've been together, this squad on the whole, by and large, we've been together for a number of years now. Obviously in this cycle, we've won games together, we've lost games together, and sometimes that can really bring you close. And obviously we've had 8 weeks together now so far, building up to this, and I feel like that off-field stuff is important sometimes as some of the on-field stuff. So yeah, we've obviously worked hard at that, and obviously so far it's going really well.
Yeah, they've been class. I think looking at someone like Lewis coming in and playing so well on the weekend, obviously a few of the guys getting a few minutes at the end as well to get a taste of what it's about. I think they represent themselves really well, you know, and obviously seeing their parents come in and you know, get their caps awarded to them was quite a special moment, I think, for everyone, let alone the players. So yeah, they've represented themselves well.
It's important to kind of have, so Eddie called it fresh blood, kind of come in and their energy levels and builds are going to really add something to the squad.
Yeah, I think you see that in training. I think the way they attack training, and just they're so happy to be in the environment, which is exactly what you need. It brings that extra energy, and they've slotted in really well, as Cruiser said, and they're willing to learn is unbelievable. So yeah, that energy's been really good around camp.
Just very lucky, obviously very happy as well to be involved, and things like this you can't take for granted, so very privileged.
Yeah, obviously very honoured to be part of an English team, hopefully to go to a World Cup in Japan. You can never take these things for granted, and we're doing our utmost to make the most of this opportunity, so can't wait.
Yeah, echoing what the boys just said, massively excited, relieved as well. I think I've had a tough year with injuries, and to overcome that and to be included in the squad is, the ultimate dream. I guess when the injury happened, I knew I wouldn't have loads of time to build up a bit of momentum in terms of playing and improving and having to impress again. So yeah, to be here, and obviously with Anthony as well, who went through the exact same thing, for us both to be here is great.
Yeah, brilliantly. Thought the guys who played yesterday were outstanding on the field, took their opportunity very well. I think the one thing they've done is brought loads of enthusiasm and energy from day to day, especially in training, and brought some great personalities and characters off the field as well. So they've come in and certainly deserve their place to be in the squad, and it's great to have them on our side, really. Yeah, well, obviously I've never been out there before, so not too sure in terms of it being in Japan itself. I think in terms of the World Cup itself, the game's moved on 4 years from the last time, obviously in 2015, so I think it's probably as open as it can be, with the teams obviously performing and playing well at the minute, but I think for us it's just knowing where we're at the minute, and using every opportunity we have to train together and play together leading up to when we leave to go to Japan, to make sure we're in the best spot possible to go out there and win the thing. Yeah, obviously we haven't spoke about 2015 that much. Obviously there's things to learn from that, don't get me wrong, but we've had a good 4 years under Eddie. I think we've gone through some good experiences and bad experiences, which is great because it's accumulated to where we are today, and we understand where we're at. So as long as we keep on improving, use these next 3-4 weeks with the warm-up games and the tough fixtures we've got to make sure our game's in a good place come beginning of September when the real thing starts. So I think the main thing is we're just hugely excited and looking forward to it, and we can't wait to give it our best shot.
Next question. So, of course they're a threat. They've been number one in the world for however long. And if you underestimate them, it's at your own peril. So, no, obviously they'll be disappointed with the weekend's result, but every team loses. You can't win every game, otherwise it'd be a bit of a joke. So, no, New Zealand will be definitely favourites going into World Cup again.
Cheers.